Hello and welcome back to Math Class with Mr. Kura. Today we're going to be talking about the distributive property. Just like yesterday's video, if you watch, this is going to be quite a bit of review, but it is something that we have to understand to move forward. So we are going to spend a little time reviewing this so we can continue on to our 8th grade material. This is something we learned in 6th and 7th grade. But once again, just to review, and we're going to focus a lot more of it being algebraic expressions compared to in 6th grade. It was not really algebraic expressions we talked about the distributive property with. So if we jump right in here, we see whatever is touching the parentheses needs to be distributed or multiplied. We'll put like a multiplication symbol, distributed to everything inside the parentheses. A couple reminders up here. If the signs are different, your answer is going to be negative. If your signs are the same, positive. All right, so now let's jump into the distributive property. So this -6 is touching my parentheses. That means I distribute or multiply it times everything inside the parentheses. So we have two multiplication problems here. -6 times a, and -6 times 8. Then we're going to do those individually and write them out as one expression. -6 times a becomes -6a. -6 times 8 becomes -48. All right, we see a 4 touching our parentheses here. That means that distributes to both terms or everything inside the parentheses. We have two multiplication problems, 4 times 1, 4 times 9x. It's more appropriate to write the variable first, so we're going to do this one that has the variable first. See how I wrote the variable first and then the constant, or just the number. So this would become 36x plus 4. Number touching the parentheses distributes to everything inside. So 6 times -5n, 6 times 7. To our two problems, this becomes -30n plus 42. All right, this one's a little tricky when we just have a negative sign out here. We can think of this as -1. That's going to distribute. Becomes -1 times 9m, -1 times 10. Now you'll notice when we multiply by a negative, all it does is it's the same exact expression except for the negatives become positive, the positives become negative. So -9m changed to negative, and then minus 10. The positive becomes negative. All right, we'll do these next two down here. 8 distributes to both things. So we have 8 times -b and 8 times -4. This becomes -8b minus 32. And then another negative. So when we have just a negative, think of it as -1 distributing, and -1 times x, -1 times 4. So just the signs change to -x minus 4. Okay, thanks again for spending time in math class with Mr. Kura, and I look forward to talking to you again soon.